Hello, my name is Ray Gehring, guitar teacher here in Brooklyn, New York. Thank you so much for joining me on this video. I want to make the case that there's no such thing as music theory. And what I mean by that is when we apply the word theory to anything, it suddenly becomes academic. It suddenly becomes mathematical, perhaps. It becomes complicated. The word theory invokes, I think, anxiety for some people. So let's look at it this way. You can play music without knowing any theory. All the theory is the alphabet and the grammar of basically what you're playing. The names of the chords, the individual notes within a chord. That's just like spelling. You don't need to learn how to spell in order to communicate. But if you want to write it down and pass that along, you have to be able to write it out. It's the same with music. You don't have to know music theory to be a fantastic musician. But if you want to sit in a space where you can freely communicate with people through the grammar of music, that's great. But don't look at it as it's something that's complicated or theory should be avoided because it might detract you from your own, it might be a distraction from your own creativity, which I think is false. So look at it this way. Music theory is just how to spell the chords. Grammar is how to spell words. So to all those guitarists out there dragging music theory, and why? There's absolutely no need. That's like dragging the alphabet or dragging grammar because you learned how to spell. It's time to remove anything called music theory. It's just simply the language of music, how to spell the chords. Grammar is how to spell words. Exactly the same. Again, you don't need to know how to read and write in order to speak and communicate. So for those who are not seeing music theory, like grammar, spelling, reading and writing, or cooking, baking, kind of losing the plot there. Theory is just the recipe to make the cake. That's it. You don't have to be a chef or go to a culinary school to make a great dinner, to make a great meal. But if you want to learn the science of baking, if you want to learn, measurements, exact science behind baking, which I know nothing about, you're going to have to crack open a cookbook full of recipes. Music theory is a cookbook full of recipes. That's it. It's like mathematics. Should you know calculus? Should you know advanced geometry? I know nothing about that, but I might argue, yeah, it might be a good idea to know some calculus. I don't know it. But music theory, I can understand. There's only 12 notes. So that's it, 12 notes. They repeat all over the place. You think music theory is difficult. I just saw for the first time held an Xbox controller. I'll put it up on the screen here. When I look at Xbox, there are so many things to keep track of. There's 17 buttons on this thing. I don't get it. I mean, it has face buttons, A, B, X, Y, D-pad, up, down, left, right, shoulder buttons, LB, RB, triggers, LT, RT. It's confusing me. There are so many things to keep track of that I don't get it. I don't understand. The guitar is so much of a simpler interface than an Xbox controller. I can teach somebody music theory within the first 20 minutes they're trying to figure out a game. Now, music theory, again, 7 notes in a scale, 12 original notes, that's the alphabet. The musical alphabet is just half of the regular alphabet, even easier. We have 4 basic scales. We have major, minor, augmented, and diminished. And we have pentatonics and hexatonic, that's 5 and 6 notes. So you got basically a handful of patterns and chords and scales. Things are finite. It's not infinite. We can create our own combinations that have nothing to do with theory. Then we start getting into thousands of permutations, but that's not based upon any rule per se. That's based on a whole nother set of possibilities. But if you know Xbox, you're going to pick up music theory really quickly, guarantee you. Let's stop calling it music theory. It's not music theory. It's recipe of music. It's tangible. It's real. It's like a cookbook. You're given a chord. That's like being given an ingredient. You're given a scale or a pentatonic. You have to make something from that. But it's really good to know what that's made of and how to find it again, so you don't have to open the cookbook every time. So cooking and music, the parallels are uncanny. They're all over the place. The same discipline, the same approach, whether you want to be disciplined or you just want to be casual. I use analogies of cooking all the time. I'm not a particularly good cook, but come on, a recipe, that's a whole lot like a composition, or it's a whole lot like a chord. Yeah, imagine opening up, a musical cookbook giving you the recipes, say even down to the amplifier or whatever they're using. That would be great. All right, thank you so much. Drop a comment, excoriate me for any of my opinions. I always love a good excoriation. Just make it funny. Those are the best ones. So, all right. So everybody, please take care, be well, and I'll see you on the next video.